Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to Double Advantage, a D&D podcast where half of us have no idea what's going on at any given moment. It's complete and utter chaos, but guess what? God damn it, we love it! I am your Dungeon Master, John, and along with me, like always, my beautiful friends, Blazing Torchic, Datsunami, and BryceKrispie. How you guys doing?
Hey, yo!
Hell yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not aware of what this podcast is, go ahead and head over to youtube.com/cryoquake, because that's pretty much where the majority of these episodes are posted, but they're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, so go ahead and just look it up and check it out. Before we go ahead and get into this episode, we have a beautiful announcement from Datsunami.
Hey, yo! So, this past Friday, we had such an amazing charity stream over on my Twitch channel. We had so many people coming through, helping out and supporting Mental Health of America. It was such a good cause for people to, get the help they need. And we raised over $2,000.
Let's go!
In 8 hours. I'm blown away by all the support, and there's so many people to thank, but I've done that, individually, but just thank you all again if you showed up. It means the world.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, guys. We were promoting this heavily, trying to get so much gusto behind this stream, and I would say it was an extreme success. So for anybody who watches the podcast who went ahead and joined the stream, thank you so much from all of us to you. We love you very much for that. Does anybody else have anything to say before we get going?
No.
Alrighty. McDonald's, for fuck's sake, please. You know my email. I'll say it again. snomjom@gmail.com. I just want you look. I just want my own meal, or our own meal. I want the double advantage meal at McDonald's. Forget the
SAKUDO
BTS
shake.
meal. Yeah, the SAKUDO shake, the scald fucking something.
The scald tea.
The scald tea and the fucking McVolstagg burger. Like, please, come on, man. Like, if BTS can get a meal, I want a meal.
Well, I was gonna say, if BTS just got a meal, so
That's true. Okay. After
BTS got a meal?
Yeah, BTS got a meal, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, why?
What?
Yeah. I had it the other day. No sponsor.
Is it good?
I mean, it's literally just a 10-piece chicken nugget with a Coke and a large fry.
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
That's like a meal of every 10-year-old child.
Hey, bro, it was good. I mean, what do you want me to say?
BTS fan base.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Let's not attract the stands.
I mean, BTS, if you want to sponsor, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
In the last episode, ladies and gentlemen, our 3 intrepid adventurers who have no name have arrived in Skald's home city of Itaro, had met up with his former friend, well, not former friend, but current friend who he had known throughout his life, Buksabi, a tabaxi bartender, who let them know about this precarious meeting that was going to be taking place inside the city in a disclosed spot. They decided to plan a coup of sorts, a mission impossible, if you will, to infiltrate this meeting to get as much information as they could for the Daybreak Sanctum. Upon coming up with this plan, SAKUDO had decided to get his way in there, cloaked up like normal, and sat through this meeting to see what exactly the true intentions were, and pretty much gathered that while intentions were well, nothing was really getting done. Progress seemed stagnant. People seemed frustrated. And on top of it all, it seems that the government has no intentions of helping them throughout this struggle. And that Lord Julius Klein is not inclined to help those in need. And the frustration began to brew and grow until one member of the founding 4 had stomped off in anger and frustration. They reported back and told High Priestess Leah Mistralith about their findings right when they heard a knock at the door. And Skald, you, like I said before, know this to be Lord Julius Klein. For those of you who do not know what he looks like, he is a medium-sized man, about 5'8", pretty average, human male, He's wearing a maroon and black suit. He's got tanned skin from all his days here in the sun, and he has round spectacles that line his face. He's currently standing up very straight, not proper, but he has a very gentle demeanor, and he hasn't acknowledged you yet. He's looking straight at the High Priestess, but he has a gentle smile on his face. And he walks in, has not acknowledged you, and he says, "Good morning, High Priestess." And the High Priestess looks over in his direction and says, "Good morning, Julius. How have you been?" "Oh, you know, trying my best to keep my head above water. Yesterday was quite the day." "Oh, you don't say." "Oh, it was dreadful. And between the two of us," and he kind of leans in closer, "I had to take an early night off with the husband." And as he says that, he finally notices the three of you over there sitting in the chairs. He says, "Well, I guess it's between the five of us now, isn't it? I can come back. Is now a bad time?" And the High Priestess says, No, Julius. Now is perfect. Of course, you must remember Scald, yes?" And Scald, he looks over at you and he says, "Yes, of course. Pleasure to re-meet you." And he holds his hand out to shake yours.
I'll accept the handshake.
All right, he shakes it. It's firm, solid. And he says, "And these are your friends, yes, I presume?"
Yes, these are acquaintances that they've become good friends that I've made along the way.
"Oh, well, pleasure to meet you. My name is Lord Julius Klein. I am some say president, but the current protector of the city of Ataro. It is a pleasure to meet you. Please, High Priestess, allow me to come back. I don't want to intervene on anything." And she stands up and she says, No, it's perfectly fine. We were just finishing up anyway. And she steps up to you, Scald, and says, "Like I was saying before Lord Klein arrived, we're happy that you are to be participating in this year's Hydus tournament." And Klein interjects and says, "Oh, how splendid. You guys are going to be representing the Sanctum this year?"
Well, that is the plan. I wasn't able to this past year, but I had in the past, and I would want to get back into it.
"Well, I'll be cheering you on, as well as everyone else, of course. Have to stay neutral. I hope you understand." And Leah turns over and says, "We'll make sure you get taught all the rules and whatnot before the day arrives. We don't want you to be unprepared when the day comes. Oh, one last thing, actually. We've noticed an issue lately with our water system as of late. We want to make sure that water's flowing properly before the start of the festival. If you could give it a look, that would be fantastic of you all. If you do not have time, do not worry about that. But if you can give it a look, everything would be greatly appreciated. But I do have to allow you to leave because I do need to partake in a very important meeting." And she kind of starts guiding you out. Klein looks over and says, "I look forward to seeing you all at the festival."
I hope we shall.
And he goes and he sits down, and Leah walks you out the door, and you guys are a fair distance away from Klein now, and she kind of whispers to you and says, "Should I inquire? I'll keep it to myself."
Let's hold our position for now.
He
I
said
think
he said he was out late last night with his husband. Do we trust it?
He hasn't given us a reason to not trust him so far.
Fair enough. I trust your judgment. All right. I'll let you know if anything was said, but I will keep my mouth closed tight.
Yes.
All right. Take care of yourselves.
You as well.
Good day. And she swiftly closes the door, and you are now met with the Daybreak Sanctum, the very tame, quiet atmosphere. Sun peering through the stained glass window. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I mean, we don't really have much to do for the rest of the day, other than what did they want us to go check out at the water?
The water, the water was blocked or something.
The water system.
water
You
system.
would know where that's at. It's actually kind of so. I'll eventually make like an actual map so you guys can see. But the city of Ataro, where the Daybreak Sanctum is it's relatively close to the high walls, the very tall walls. So basically, the water system is on the other side of the wall, pretty much right next to where the sanctum is. So you have to go out and around. You've been there once before. It's basically just where all of the engineering is to get water through the city. So you know where it is. It's a bit of a walk. So you do know that information. Also,
So I do know where.
you do know where. Also, while I should have had you do this earlier, but while Klein was talking, can you make a insight check for me, please?
I was going to ask, but I wasn't.
Yeah, feel free.
You know.
If you
Same.
also, let me just clarify for anybody, all three of you, if you don't trust somebody, or you feel like somebody's being deceptive, or you just want to see what's going on, like with them, you can ask to make a perception check, or not a perception check. You can ask to make an insight check. I'm not going to be like, oh, you don't trust my character. Like, yeah, if you don't believe them,
Well, no,
by all
yeah.
means.
There's times like with Critical Role where they're just like insight check, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
no,
eh,
you can
but,
do it.
yeah.
If you genuinely are like, I don't trust this person, just be like,
Yeah.
hey, can I tell if
Oh.
this person is telling the truth, and we're good.
I can't tell apparently.
Yeah, no, I was so close to a natural 18, but it's a natural 5 plus 6, so 11.
Actually, technically, all of you could do it. I think SAKUDO already did one, but yeah,
I
VOLSTAGG,
did
you
one
could
just now.
VOLSTAGG, you could also do
Four.
one if you wish.
We
There
all
it
just don't
is.
trust him.
11 for 8.
We are not very insightful.
Yeah.
He, for all of you, he was a little hard to read. There wasn't anything that stood out to you that seemed like he was trying to be deceptive. He just seemed normal. Scald, the most you get out of that is that he does seem like he's trying to make up for a lack of something. You don't know what that means. You don't know what it could be, but nothing seems deceptive. Just seems like maybe he's trying a bit too hard. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just how he is. You don't know. It's kind of like a coin toss. But nothing stands out as deceptive. Nothing seems wrong. Just seems like a normal person. But yeah, so what would you guys like to do? The world is now yours.
Well, I think we should check out that water blockage.
Absolutely.
All right. So, you guys go ahead. It is a scorching day out. Like I said in the last episode, it is right around the middle of the summer. It's the last month of the summer season. But it is scorching out. Scald, you are pretty used to it, but even still, sometimes it's a bit much. So as you guys are walking through the city, you guys walk through the marketplace. The hustle and bustle, the plethora of noises. You see people trying to sell people goods. You see people trying to sell people exotic animals. It is just this plethora, this cacophony of noises, smells, and just all your senses are just triggered all at once. And as you're walking through, you finally make it out of the marketplace and to the entrance of the city where you had previously entered from the Silked Maiden. So, at this point, you guys are going to be exiting the city and traveling on the outskirts, kind of hugging the wall, and trekking about, I would say about a mile and a half maybe, And it is in hot weather. And I need all three of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Okie dokie.
Oh, that was so close to a good roll.
Natural 20. All right.
Hey.
Well, of course, you get the natural 20. Makes most sense.
Okay, so we got an 8 for SAKUDO, a 24 for Scald, and an 18 for VOLSTAGG. Okay, Scald, you have dealt with this heat for a very, very long time. You've trekked out into the desert countless times. You are unaffected. You're sweating a little bit, but you push through, and you are unaffected. VOLSTAGG, you're surprised yourself with how well you're able to keep yourself together. Your body's fortitude is keeping you from just becoming exhausted and dehydrated. And SAKUDO, you are having a hard time. You are trekking through. You're taking it foot by foot. Scald and VOLSTAGG kind of have to help you through. You are exhausted, and you take 1 level of exhaustion from the hot heat, which means that until you take a long rest or short rest, I think. Let me check. No, I'm sorry. It's a long rest. I lied. So basically, what that means is you have until you take a long rest. So until you sleep, you have disadvantage on ability checks. So basically, all that means is anything in your skills. That doesn't mean attacks. That doesn't mean saving throws. That just means like stealth and sleight of hand and all those other things. So you have disadvantage on those due to just the extreme heat and the exhaustion and the toll that it takes on your body.
Okay.
But after about, we'll say, an hour, maybe 2, because of how slow SAKUDO is, because you can only go as fast as your slowest member, and he's struggling here. You finally make it to this sandstone building. It's like brick sandstone building. And it's nothing crazy. It's just a small, like, shack-like building with a door. So,
Okay.
whatever you wish to do.
So small shack-like building with the door. Is the door locked?
You can check.
Yeah. Give a quick. Yeah, just a quick check. I don't think it's gonna be like fucking trapped or anything.
All right. You open the door. It opens.
Okay. Is it light inside, dark inside?
You can see a little bit into it because of your dark vision, but there's no light source from inside.
Okay. Well, I'll cast light on my hands.
All right.
Or on my shield.
All right.
So that we have at least a little bit of a light source.
All right. You go ahead and you touch the shield. It lights up. Do you guys head in?
Yeah.
All right. You guys go ahead and you head in, and immediately from the doorway in is a descending staircase.
Okay.
It's straight down. It's not like you open the door into a room. You open the door, and it's a straight descending incline. You head down, and you are now in this chamber. It's about a 10-foot tall chamber. You have head a little bit down into the chamber, so now there is a higher ceiling, and you can immediately see 2 tanks on either side. 2 long tanks, and this system of pipes that are all connecting and intertwining, basically controlling the flow of Ataro's water supply. You look around and you see bits of sand scattered about this floor here, and you can see that the sand looks a little damp, looks a little wet. And you walk in, a little bit further, and I need all of you to make a perception check, please.
Alrighty, perception.
Right. Am I staying in character? Oh. Kind of.
Meh.
All right,
Why
11.
can't I find perception? Oh, found it.
11 for SAKUDO, 18 for Scald, 19 for VOLSTAGG. All right. SAKUDO, you are kind of looking around and you are just looking at this damp sand. You obviously understand that water is entering this chamber somehow. You know that much. Scald and VOLSTAGG, you can see, you look around and you see this pipe system that's going across and kind of interlapping and intertwining with each other. And at a certain point, you see that a section of the pipe is completely gone. A chunk of the pipe is just gone. And the both of you know with that high of a perception check, you look at where the pipe section is gone, and you see rust on either side. And water is just kind of gently filling this chamber. Like, not like filling the chamber, I'm sorry, but gently just kind of dripping and is causing this room to have a little extra moisture in it when it really shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's why the sand appears to be damp. You keep looking, and with these high perception rolls, you see that there are multiple sections where the pipe is just gone. Same similar rust around where each pipe has disappeared. And you can see that on one of the tanks, there is a decently sized hole that has been cut out, carved out. Can't really tell. Just I wouldn't say a round, like a perfect sphere, but like relatively circle-ish shaped chunk out of the tank. Same rusted outline. And you look into the tank, and that one tank is empty completely. Presuming the water all just fucking spilled out.
Okay.
And with an 18 and a 19. Continue.
No, sorry, I was just gonna ask. Is the hole is it punctured outwards or is it punctured inwards?
It is punctured.
Like, can I tell?
Inwards. You can tell with an 18 and a 19. You guys can both tell that something from the outside was trying to get in.
Okay.
Or at least the intent was from the outside. And with an 18 and a 19, you barely see it, barely. But behind the tank, because both tanks are pressed up against the wall. Behind the tank, you can see a hole in like the ground/wall. It's kind of at like the corner of the wall. A fairly sized hole. It's blocked, but it is a relatively sized hole behind this tank. So yeah, you can relay that information to your friend SAKUDO.
Of course.
But that is what you see as of right now.
Looking around, is there any other footprints in the area? Have we seen anybody else come through here by chance?
With all this sand that's kind of lining the floor, it's kind of hard to see footprints. You look into the damp sand, and there's no sign that anything has been in this area. No footsteps, no nothing. You can't see anything really. No sign of another person entering this chamber.
Okay. Well, so you said there's a chunk missing out of the pipe, and then there's a hole in one of the tanks.
There's chunks missing from a few of the pipes, just kind of scattered about and a pretty decent hole in one of the tanks. And then there is a hole behind that tank that has been, ravaged through.
Okay. I have a little bit of an idea, but I don't know if it will work.
Okay.
So I can find chunks of like these pipes all around, right? Is there more like, is there chunks of these pipes that fell off, or like is it just like gone?
It's just gone. You've been scouring through and you can't find any of the pieces.
Never mind. Okay,
Rest of them missing.
They're completely gone.
Okay, that's not gonna, because I was hoping I could literally like produce flame in my hand and literally fucking weld them back
together. Yeah, there are no pieces for you to weld back, unfortunately. But that was a great idea.
Okay, what am I able to use mending to repair them?
So if we found the pieces, like I would be able to do like that inch gap. Yeah, but like not like
because you would be able to mend together that small piece. It would just kind of be like welding it over. But we're talking about like
like a whole section.
A whole section, like upwards of sometimes a foot to like 3 feet of pipe just gone.
Okay.
So yeah.
Trying to think. And how big are these tanks again? Like
they're relatively tall. They go from the floor to the ceiling, so they're both about 10 feet tall, and like circumference wise, they're probably about another 10 feet. They can hold a fair chunk of water.
This feels like a maths problem.
This feels like a fucking thing. But I mean, we can, in theory, we could just try to find fucking metal and come back. But like doesn't have to be solved here, I don't think.
We could just,
and there's 2 holes in the empty tank, right?
So there's a hole in the empty tank, and then in the like floor/wall is another hole behind the tank.
Okay, so that's just behind the tank.
Yeah.
So something fucking. Okay, hold on. Can I investigate that hole and see fucking where that's leading? Because I'm assuming something burrowed its way in here.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me, please. Because you are actively. This is more of an active search for this.
Yeah. Oh, you were on the 17 and you just flopped over, you little 12.
12's not bad. In order to get a good look at this, you are going to have to try and move the tank. That's kind of what's stopping you from like getting a really good look at this, because it's like half covered by this tank. So if you wish to move it, you'll be able to get a better look.
Okay.
I mean, I can assist you.
I say, what do we need to do to move the tank?
You can just try to move it.
Okay. Do we need to roll anything, or?
Yeah, you would roll a strength check. So,
okay.
Depending on who's doing it,
I've got +2.
I've only got +1.
You're also at disadvantage, SAKUDO.
That's true.
For that.
Oh.
Scald, what's yours?
What's my what? Sorry.
Strength.
-1.
-1, baby.
Okay, so I'm the only one with
So somebody could just give VOLSTAGG advantage, basically helping him.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
You go ahead and you give VOLSTAGG advantage. So go ahead and roll me a strength check with advantage. 12. It is an empty tank, so it is fairly easy to move. You didn't need to roll high. And you guys go ahead and you start to slide it. You don't like pick it up or anything. You just kind of slide it, and you can hear the metal grinding up against sandstone. And it kind of hurts your ears. It makes that sound like a chalkboard, just scratching your nails across. And you go, and there is this relatively like a medium-sized hole. You see a kind of like a tunnel. You can't see into the hole very much, but you can see the size of it, and it's shaped for you could fit in it. If you want to make that investigation check again now, I could say that you can, to kind of get a really good look now that you have moved the pipe out of the way, or the tank out of the way. So, Scald, if you want to do that, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Let's try again. You little whore! You were on the 19, and then you rolled over to the 9.
14. Not bad. Now that,
14.
Now that you can get closer to it, you kind of squat down a little bit, and you're looking at this hole, and you kind of are feeling the patterns of how it was dug, and it looks animalistic. It doesn't look like a person dug this hole. Now, whether that means this hole was already here and somebody found it, or what have you, you don't know what that means. But as you are close to it now, you hear this chittering sound. Like, it's like a clicking almost. It's like a clicking, and the sound of it is like it's twitching. It's not like a smooth sound. It kind of sounds similar to like a ticking clock, like that kind of what's it called? Clockwork sound, but it sounds material, not like you've seen a clock before. It doesn't sound exactly like a clock, but that's the kind of motion that it is.
It's just like a clicking.
It's like a clicking, chittering sound.
Is it
so it's
almost
Predator.
Yes,
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it almost animalistic?
Yes,
It's
exactly. It's
Yeah.
pretty much Predator sounding. Yes.
Now, is Scald the only one that hears this, or do like VOLSTAGG and SAKUDO hear it?
He's close. Did you get up close, or were you kind of standing away?
I guess I'm standing next to the tank still. Since I
Okay,
moved it.
make a perception check then for me.
Okay.
Because he's super close, so he can just hear it. You would have to be like kind of actively listening for that.
Nope, I can't hear shit.
No,
I'll do the same.
you cannot hear it.
And not 20. I definitely heard that.
You have disadvantage, by the way. You have disadvantage on
Fucking rolled that one.
all checks. So,
Okay, wait. Perception. There's
So
perception.
one time he rolls a natural 20, I just
You-
robbed him of
are you
it.
kidding me?
Yep, I just robbed him of it. All right, 4. You are just so like exhausted. You're kind of just sitting down with your head up against the wall, not caring really. You're just
Wait,
like,
did we bring the squirt stick, and can I use that to cool down?
yes, you can.
Oh,
Okay.
Would you like some squirt stick?
Yeah, VOLSTAGG currently is in possession of the squirt stick is in VOLSTAGG's possession right now. Yes.
It is,
Please
it is.
bless me with the squirt stick.
Oh, squirt me, baby.
Oh my god, I want fan art of this, please.
How-
No, we do not need
Do I
fan
need to
art.
roll anything to squirt him?
No, but fucking go for it anyway. I don't
Oh,
care.
God,
Alright.
it's in my eye.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You're basically trying to aim it. You're aiming it.
So like a dexterity check?
Yeah, just a dexterity check, man.
Don't get it in my hair,
Alright.
please.
13. You managed to get it on his forehead and kind of start pulling him
Yeah.
off. It doesn't get rid of your exhaustion. That would be fucking crazy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But it just that would make the fucking squirt stick useful. It just cools you down. It is
Salt?
salt water, by the way, so you can't drink it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But it does cool
It
you
is
down.
salty.
You do feel a little bit better. But it's still fucking hot as hell in here.
This is the worst thing you could have gave us.
Oh yeah, I know what I did. I'm
You
embracing.
did.
Why do you think I end every episode? You know what? It's fine. Anyway, as you guys gather around Sakudo to squirt him with the stick, you are a little distracted with this right here, and you turn around to see 2 creatures emerge from this hole. Their bodies kind of contorting and smushing to fit through a space that is not designed for 2. You see them come out, and they are these chitinous bug-like creatures
Knew they were gonna be damn bugs.
with plates that kind of line up, this long tail-like protrusion coming from the back, and these 2 antennae that kind of curl up and backwards. These about 6 foot long, 3 foot tall, bug-like creatures that are just chittering and making that predator clicking sound. I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh.
It's been a while. Advantage on my +0.
Oh god.
Wait, do I
God.
have disadvantage on initiative as
I
well?
am just.
Oh my god, yo, Skull just rolled a nat 1
My
and a nat 20
nat 1 and then a nat 20.
on advantage.
Scalding is element.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're fucking kicking it tonight.
I'm
second
just too
nat
busy
20.
playing with the squirt stick.
Yeah, so yeah, Sakudo and Volstagg are too
flying.
busy with the squirt stick. Scald is the most perceptive, so he's able to jump up quickly. But yeah, so let me go ahead and start getting all this prepared. While I wait, let me grab you a picture of what you're currently fighting. So you guys know.
Am I gonna regret looking at this?
Potentially.
Oh no.
Depends on if you have a
It'd be
fear of.
beautiful, isn't it?
Depends on if you have a fear of like bugs, I guess.
Nah.
I just don't like spiders.
Broke into my room
Yeah,
last
I
night.
knew you guys don't like spiders.
Oh.
That's what you're dealing with right now.
What is that?
You don't know.
That
I
looks
hate
like-
it.
It looks like a
I can't wait to kill
cricket
it.
mixed with an armadillo.
Yeah, it's like a cockroach-esque kind of creature.
Well, I'm gonna stab it.
Yep, I know where I'm aiming. The eyes.
The eyes. All right, so let me go ahead and roll. There's 2 of them, by the way.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Let me.
I have
I
have
should-
4 knives.
I should
actually.
probably make that clear. All right, so let me go ahead and get pen and paper so I can keep track of initiative, because I always try to just do it in my mind and it's failed me every fucking time.
Well,
so-
Scald's first.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know that.
I don't know. I mean, they could have rolled fucking over 20. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check this.
Sure.
Wow, they both rolled the exact same. Okay, so
Oh.
it's going to go. Well, you wouldn't know, but let me go ahead and open this
Do
up.
we know
real
what these
quick.
are called?
Do you know what these are called? If you want in this moment,
I was gonna say, can we roll like a nature check or something?
I would say you guys can choose between nature and history. I would say Volstagg, it's nature for you. Scald, I would
yeah.
argue that it's history for you,
History? Okay.
because you would have studied stuff like this, not actually seen it.
Nope.
And Sakudo, I would also make I'll let you choose, actually. Sakudo can choose because of his...
I'll go nature because it has the better modifier. Oh, come on!
Wow. Also, you would have disadvantage, so just roll to see if you can get a nat
Oh,
1.
Yeah, where is it? It's under the dice.
Oh, wow. He actually did get a natural 1. Holy shit.
Wow, this man.
He went
not my day.
He went from a natural 2 to a natural 1. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Okay. So the way it goes is Scald, Sakudo, and Volstagg, yes? As far as you 3 are concerned?
Yeah,
Initiative.
Oh,
Yes.
Wait.
for
Called
initiative, right?
SAKUDO VOLSTAGG.
Wait, did I have to do disadvantage for initiative?
I don't think you do, because I don't think that is considered a check.
That is an ability check. Yes,
it is? Oh, so then, yeah, you would have disadvantage on it. I didn't know that.
Right, so I'm either. Oh, come on! why
Natural
do I have
20.
disadvantage?
Okay, so it's just like normal. Okay, so...
Why am I rolling 20?
In the midst of this chamber, after fooling around with the squirt stick, Scald, you turn around and you see these 2 chitinous, pink-textured creatures with these long antennas. They're staring at you, their heads kind of twitching and moving. And you're up first.
Okay. Well then, let's fucking do this thing. So they're just. I'm out front, and how many of them do I see?
There is currently 2 of them.
2 of them, and they're like pretty close to each other.
Wait, what
They're-
did we learn about them from our checks?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Nothing.
A 7 and a 12. Scald, you've done
No, yeah.
extensive readings on the creatures of this area, and you have never seen anything like this before.
Didn't know these guys. No idea.
And Volstagg, you're not familiar with this area, but they look like they just look like bugs. They look
Okay.
like they're bigger than they should be. Because the bugs are fucking small, so this is like terrifying. This is like the size of a fucking like a Doberman. Like
Hey, I've turned into a giant spider.
that's true. So
What?
yeah, there's that. So with that, Scald, it is your turn. They are relatively close. They kind of exited the tunnel and are, I would say, there's like a 10-foot gap between the two of them.
Okay, because okay, so that's actually pretty perfect because I have something that is a 15-foot cone
Oh fucking A.
and would like to fucking blast both of them with it.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna cast Burning Hands.
Burning
at-
hands.
Yeah, let's do it at. We'll just do regular first level one. We'll just
Okay.
do regular first level.
Is that something you roll, or is that something
That
I
is
roll?
going to be a dexterity saving throw from the both of them.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay. So the first one, we'll call this the left one. The left one rolls a. We're gonna call that an 18.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
that's
I'm sorry. 17.
It still saves. Yep.
Okay. And the right one, natural 1. So.
Okay, so that one will fail. So the failure will take 11 points of fire damage,
Ooh,
and then
disgusting.
the other one will take half.
The other one
So
takes
5.
half, so 5. All right. So you watch as Scald lifts up his shield, takes both his hands, and kind of claps them together and outbursts this swarming heat of fire energy that encapsulates the both of these creatures. One kind of is caught off guard and takes the brunt of the force, while the other kind of lifts up his plates and kind of blocks it like a shield, taking a fair chunk of damage, but not the full.
And I'm just gonna move behind SAKUDO and VOLSTAGG.
All right, all right.
All right, that's all you guys.
You guys go ahead.
I
You-
warmed them up for you.
You shift yourself backwards behind them, kind of interposing the shield between you and them. You do have a bonus action if you wish to use it, if you have anything for that.
No, I'm
Okay.
no bonuses.
All right. It is now the creature's turn. So you watch as the one that had taken the full force of the damage runs up using its pretty fast speed. It's relatively quick. It kind of catches you off guard. Goes up and goes to you, VOLSTAGG. And
Okay.
it reels back. And it bites down on your leg.
So it bites me.
So it bites you.
Great.
So it bites you. Well, it's going to try, at least.
Right.
Let me see here. What's your armor class?
Armor class 15.
Yeah, it does not hit. So you watch as it was trying to kind of use its antennas as a distraction force. And then bites down on you and misses.
Good. Good.
Not very smart creature.
Stupid roach.
So, yeah, with that, it is the other creature's turn. Fucking, yeah, this one's also going to go up to you.
I feel like I may be being punished here.
No, of course not. So I need you to make a dexterity check, please.
Oh, better.
11. Okay. You watch as it grasps your sword. It actually actively wraps its antennas around your sword. And you can see that as it touches your sword, the sword, you can see rust starting to gather. But you pull away, and the sword returns back to its normal form.
They have a corrosive touch.
And with that, it is now, I believe, SAKUDO's turn.
Huh. Well, they got corrosive touch. I got psychic blades. Let's go.
Yeah, no metal on
Um,
you.
Right. How close are they to me?
They're about 10 feet from you right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna back up a good 10, 15 feet. Yeah, let's go 15 feet.
All right. Go for it.
And then I am going to throw psychic blades aiming for their eyes.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead and make some attacks. Not at disadvantage, because and VOLSTAGG is currently engaged with them. So does that give you advantage, or does that just give you sneak attack if you hit?
Please tell me it gives me advantage.
Let me check real quick.
So if he has an adjacent ally, then it'll be he gets the sneak attack, but he doesn't get.
But he doesn't get
advantage on it.
advantage. Okay.
No,
I
advantage
trust
would
you.
automatically give him sneak attack. If he has advantage, he automatically gets sneak attack.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
But if he has an adjacent ally, he gets sneak attack, but not advantage.
Got it. Okay, so you don't get advantage because you're not flanking yet. But you do get sneak attack if you do hit. So that's one blade that just whizzes by. You're too exhausted to really like focus. You kind of just half-assed throw the dagger out and it misses. And you have your bonus action attack.
So close to that D20. Not D20, not 20. Right. Let's go for the bonus.
16? Let me go ahead and look at something real quick. 16 does indeed hit. So you go ahead and roll your blade damage. This is, I believe, the D4 blade.
Yep, D4 plus 4.
D4 plus 4. All right.
Good enough. Wait, do I get the sneak attack because I hit?
You do get sneak attack, yes.
Okay. And then 2d6. So 13.
13 total. All right. The one creature that had raised its plates to dodge Scald's, or not dodge, but kind of partially cover himself from Scald's fire. You watch as the first dagger gets deflected by one of those plates, and you look and you see that as the plate kind of goes up, there's this gap, this opening, and you throw the dagger precisely right into it as it pierces through flesh. The creature screams and squeals, and you watch as it takes purchase into the flesh and then just disappears. So, with that, that's your movement, that's your action. VOLSTAGG, it is now your turn.
Right. How close are these things to everybody?
So one is currently fighting SAKUDO. Scald is kind of behind in the back, and you are fighting the other one. You guys are kind of right now in this like radius of like probably like a 20-foot radius of one another.
Okay. So the creatures are, I don't know, are they more than 5 feet away from everybody, or
I would say
within 5 feet?
I would say Scald is the farthest away at 10 feet.
Okay. I was thinking about Ice Knife, but I don't want anybody to take damage.
I backed up a good 15 feet.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so you went in. Oh, you backed up and then threw daggers. Sorry, I thought you went in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
no.
Technically none of them are close, actually, so you could Ice Knife.
Okay. How close are the creatures to each other?
Right now, I would say they're about... So you're right next to one creature.
Right.
And then that creature is about 10 feet away from the other creature.
Okay. So they aren't close enough for that, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna Ice Knife the farthest creature.
All right, Ice Knife the farthest creature. Go ahead and I believe that's an attack roll, yes? Or is that on me to do?
I don't know. Let's see. You create blah blah blah. I mean, I guess I can just cast it.
Yeah, cast it and see what happens.
Oh shit, no. Hold on. It didn't roll.
It should be right next to Ice Knife. I think it should say
right here. Hit DC 5.
DC 5. Oh, it's +5. Okay, Ice Knife +5 to hit. Got it. 7. That misses, unfortunately. But as you miss the creature, the Ice Knife sears by and then explodes into these shards of ice. And so that's a dexterity check for me now? Because it explodes regardless, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hit or miss, then shard explodes.
All right, what's the DC for that?
Dexterity saving throw. Where do I see that? It does not say.
It should be at the top of your spell list. It should say spell save DC.
Yeah, so like right under where it says features and traits, like where you can have those tabs, you'll see +4 modifier, +6 spell attack, and then
13 save DC.
13 save DC. All right, let's go ahead and roll for that. That is a 10. It fails.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll some ice damage, or I think it's piercing damage, but I don't know.
Saving throw, take. It is 2d6 cold damage.
2d6 cold damage. Roll it up. Let's see what you get.
3.
3. All right, not bad. It kind of dodges the knife, and then it kind of turns around and sees the explosion, gets caught off guard, but it's not as impactful as you thought it might be.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. All right. With that, before your turn,
Alright.
Scald.
I'm not done. I got a
Oh,
bonus
you're not
action
done?
still.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna wild shape for my bonus action.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. And the honey badger is coming back.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
I'm going
baby.
giant badger.
Honey badger don't give a fuck. All right. So you go ahead and you take your cape and you swash it over, and it wraps around and encapsulates you, and you are now a honey badger. And Scald, before your turn begins, you look over and you swear you see a portion of that damp sand move.
Ah, I
And
don't like that.
as you're looking over there, you watch as a sandy pseudopod reaches out and tries to whip at you from the side. This grainy, almost like tentacle-like whip coming at you. And it misses. So you look over and you pull your shield up, and it kind of just grinds up against that sand on metal sound that you heard before. And there is now another element to this battle. So, with that, Scald, it is now your turn.
Okay. Let's. Alright, well, let's just cast. Oh god, I don't know if I want to go for damage or help you guys. That's like my big. It's always the question I have in the beginning of like do I help? Do I blast?
Yeah.
Let's blast.
Oh, we
I'm a guiding
blasting.
bolt. We blasting.
All right, guiding
All right.
bolt at whomst.
Whichever one took. I'm seeing like that he's getting focused on.
All right, the one
Right.
next to SAKUDO is the most hurt, or the one that SAKUDO attacked is the most hurt currently.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit.
All right, go for it.
I'm gonna hit him. Hopefully, 16.
16 does in fact hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
PogChamp!
It's 46.
That's a lot of ones.
46.
That's a lot. That's
Actually,
awful damage.
actually, that is enough.
Woo!
You watch as you take your shield and interpose it in between yourself. You mutter a couple words, and from the shield, from the sun on the emblazoned on the shield, comes out this beam of radiant energy that pushes into this creature, and it's trying to resist, and then it pushes harder and harder and harder until it is just this seared mess of just bug and plate. You know how when a cockroach dies, it kind of like still is twitching a little bit?
Oh yeah.
It's like that, kind of just over in the corner, charred and just dead.
Yummy.
So with that, do you have anything else you want to do on your turn?
I am all spaghetti.
All right, it is now the remaining bug creature's turn. And it sees that Scald is doing quite a bit of damage and just killed a friend. So is going to haul ass towards you. VOLSTAGG, you do get an opportunity attack. As he leaves your range, because it is in your range. So go ahead and just roll an attack with your badger
Alright.
form.
Yeah, I gotta look that real quick because I have multi-attack, which is 2 attacks in 1.
I don't know if multi-attack works on opportunity attacks.
Okay.
I think you just
So
get
it's
one
just
quick
me.
attack real quick.
Okay, so what would that be? Just like the claw? Or the-
Yeah, a claw or a bite, your choice.
Okay. 1d6. We'll just go for the bite then, which is 1d6 plus 1. Okay, so what do I need to roll for this first?
You would roll a d20 plus whatever your badger's strength is. Let me check real quick. What did you turn into?
Plus 1.
A giant badger?
Yeah, so its strength is +1.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20 plus 1. Or no, d20 plus 3 because proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so d20 plus 3. I'll see what you get.
Wow, and that one.
Nat 1. You watch as this creature runs away, and you bite down, and you just make contact with these plates, and you just can't find purchase. As this creature runs up to you, Scald, and takes both of its antennas and is going to try and touch your armor. So if you can make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okie dokie, that's not great. Ah, that's all right. 14 though.
14. You watch as it touches the chest piece, and it begins to rust over. And you pull back, and all of the rust kind of just begins to dissipate and fall off, like nothing was there. And everything's fine. But this creature is angry and up in your face. And with that, VOLSTAGG. No, I'm sorry. SAKUDO, it is your turn.
Okay, so the creature is currently engaged with Scald, right?
Yes, he is.
So how far away is it?
He probably backed up next to you, so I would say you're like 5 feet away because
Okay.
he kind of went behind to get behind you, and you kind of backed up a little. So you guys would probably be on the same playing field.
Okay, so I'm gonna move behind it,
All right.
and then I'm going to slash at the antenna with
Okay.
the psychic blades.
So are you flanking now?
Yeah, I'm flanking.
Okay, so now you do
So
have
I'm gonna get-
advantage.
Okay.
And because he's engaged, you would get sneak attack on at least one hit, depending on what happens.
Okay.
So Psychic Blades attack with advantage.
24.
24.
So that's a hit.
That's going to hit. And
So
let's see how much damage.
there's 1 damage,
5
then
points of
sneak
damage.
attack.
Nice.
So 15.
Oh, okay. So with that, you go ahead and you take that first blade and you dig it down in between some of the plates and start carving through, and you're kind of tearing it bit by bit, and you peel off one of the plates. And as you do, it like starts twitching and then goes limp, with only the legs kind of just twitching here and there.
So it's dead.
It is dead.
Oh,
Let's go. Make
Yep.
that 8.
Um,
Now, what about that pseudopod or whatever it was?
yeah.
You see it.
Can I
Kinda
throw a knife at
just
it?
looks like sand. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let's throw a knife at it then.
All right.
Do I get advantage? No, I don't get advantage on this.
You do not get advantage on this.
Okay, this is bonus action. Ooh, well.
9. 9, unfortunately, does not hit. You go ahead and you throw your dagger, and it seems you hit sand, but not the creature. Seems like not all of this sand is a part of this entity. So with that, VOLSTAGG, or Badger Stag, it is now your
Yeah.
turn.
Okay, this creature thing.
Yes.
It's in the sand, but we can't really see it, right?
It,
Or
from what you can understand, it is the sand.
it is the sand. Okay. So the badgers have a keen sense of smell. If I roll perception, would that help me in any way?
Well, you know where it is. It's just a matter of can you hit it.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was wondering. Like if I could sniff out what I'm actually aiming for when I go to attack it.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check then, with advantage, I believe. I think it gives you advantage.
The
Yeah.
Yeah, the badger has advantage on wisdom. Okay, cool.
Let's see if you can precisely try to sniff out this creature.
What's that?
20. All right. You sniff around and you feel like you got a pretty solid idea where this creature is. So I'll say that was just a free action. So you go ahead and try to make an attack.
Okay. How close am I to it?
As close as you want to get to it.
Okay, yeah, I'll like run up right on this thing
All right.
and perform the multi-attack.
All right, go for it. Make your attacks.
Okay. I hate having to switch pages. Each one. Okay, so strength. This is just a D20, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's for the bite.
And I believe it's +3, yes?
Uh,
Or what
crap.
is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Melee attack +3.
That does hit.
Okay. And then the damage is 1d6 + 1.
Yep. Let's see what you get.
2.
All right, so it takes 2 points of damage, and as you bite into this entity, your teeth sink in, and immediately you feel your mouth just burn as you take 5 points of acid damage just by coming in physical contact with this entity.
Awesome. Okay.
So with that, you now have
Record
your
that.
other attack.
Okay. That is also +3.
All right, d20 +3. Let's see what you got.
8.
8 misses. After biting down and feeling this pain, you are hesitant to try and strike again, and with that you miss and you don't find purchase. Is that all you can do? Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right. It is now the sand creature's turn. Noticing that you are now the primary source of damage, it is going to, you watch as now 2 pseudopod-like tentacles come out and are going to try to wrap around you and grapple you. So
Fun.
this would be a contested strength check.
Okay.
So
how do I roll?
Basically
that?
just roll, so d20 +1 because that's your strength.
Okay.
So it's basically just me versus you. Ooh. I rolled an 18.
I rolled a 3.
All right, so you watch as these 2 pseudopods wrap around VOLSTAGG's badger form and pull taut. And as it does, you take 4 points of acid damage as it sears your skin and begins to burn. You can hear the sizzling sound as it touches the skin. And it is just going to hold you there. And so with that,
Okay.
it is Scald, your turn. This sand-like entity is currently grappling your friend.
Okie dokie.
Your badger friend.
Your badger friend.
Badger.
Let's be specific there.
Badger.
Mushroom. Let us just cast. Yeah, we're oh wait, I gotta do that because I did that. We're just gonna cast Sacred Flame.
All right. That is a
Dexterity saving throw, please.
dexterity saving throw. That is an 18.
God damn.
You watch as this creature, while kind of fluid and kind of its own thing, when you try to Sacred Flame, it kind of just, that section just parts and then goes back together. Just dodges the Sacred Flame entirely. So.
Yeah, that's and nobody's hurt, right? None of you guys are hurt.
Badger Stag's taken quite a bit.
I'm
Yeah,
at 4
but that's
health.
Badger.
Yeah.
That's Badger. That's
Yeah.
fine.
We're good.
That's just a Badger, as long as the regular VOLSTAGG hasn't taken any damage.
No, yeah, I'm at full stag.
Okay. Yeah, then we're alright. I won't use my bonus.
All right, with that, the creatures are dead. So now it is SAKUDO, your turn.
Right, so what exactly am I aiming for? Pseudopods?
Yeah, you would be just trying to attack the
Okay.
creature like normal.
Okay. How far away?
About 10 feet.
Okay, throw the knives.
All right, and you don't have advantage, but You do have sneak attack if you hit.
Oh. Wow.
Because technically Badger Stag is engaged.
Oh.
Natural 20. Sneak
Ooh.
attack is engaged. This is going to be fun.
So
Time to play. How much damage does the rogue do on a crit? All right. So you would roll your Psychic Blades damage. So for your blade.
So that's 2d6 plus 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 4. And
Jesus.
would that be 4d6?
What is your
sneak
attack normally?
2d6.
Then yeah,
Oh my god.
it is 4d6 sneak attack damage.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my
So that's
God.
30 damage.
30 damage in one turn. You watch as one knife it threads the two pseudopods and sinks into this part of the sand. And at first, you think it did nothing. And you watch as those pseudopods just crumble into sand, freeing your friend and ending the battle.
Was that 1 or 2 kills?
There's 2 for you.
2 for you. And with that, as the dust has settled, literally and figuratively, you take a moment to breathe in, realizing there is no threat. And with that, we're going to end this episode. So, a little bit of a short one, but I know people got things to do. So yes, thank you so much everybody for watching this episode. Thank you guys for being here as always. Thank you to everybody who showed up to Tsunami's charity stream. Very important cause, and the conversation about mental health should not stop here, and it will not. So thank you guys so much for everything that you do for this series. We love you all very much. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your squirt sticks, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.
See ya.
Yeah.